Award of Sport from the Riverview Plaza Hotel in downtown Mobile. Tonight, for their outstanding contribution to sports, 8 Americans will be honored by the students, faculty, and staff of the United States Sports Academy. As special guests of the Academy and the National Art Museum of Sport, those to be honored are Donald Moss, the Sport Artist of the Year; sportscaster Howard Cosell, the Academy's first Ronald Reagan Media Award winner. The Distinguished Service Award will be presented to swimmer sportscaster Donna Deverona. To receive the first Amos Alonzo Stagg Football Award given by the Academy, Grambling football coach Eddie Robinson. The Amateur Sportsman and Sportswoman of the Year are Bo Jackson of Auburn University and Cheryl Miller of the University of Southern California. Professional Sportsman and Sportswoman of the Year to be honored tonight, Walter Payton of the Chicago Bears and professional golf's Nancy Lopez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Academy Award of Sport. Your host for tonight's ceremonies, a veteran sportscaster seen nightly on CNN Sports Tonight with 23 years of experience in radio, television, and newspaper sports reporting, the author of Babes of Winter. Please welcome from Atlanta, Jim Huber.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to you. You do look wonderful. It is a pleasure to be with you here in Mobile for the Academy Award of Sports, the second in what is now an annual series of awards presented to outstanding athletes and sport artists from around the nation. The athletes receiving the awards this evening have been selected by members of the United States Sports Academy staff worldwide. Tonight's ceremony is rather unique in the fact that we are witnesses to the marriage of two great talents, really, that of the athlete in the field of competition and that of the artist who specializes in sport art. Tonight's program is to honor those deemed outstanding in their field. It is also a night which will really bring closer to reality the dream of many, the dream of establishing a permanent home for the National Art Museum for Sport. Part of that collection, as you well know here in Mobile, is on display here in downtown at the Telegraph House. With programs such as this, and with the help of those in attendance here tonight and those viewing the program, funds can really be raised for a museum to display the magnificent works of art already a part of the National Art Museum of Sport. Now, the list of contributing artists and patrons of Amos is far too long to present this evening, but you will get some sort of idea of the diversity and depth as we honor an artist tonight and as you view the commemorative awards to be presented each athlete. The bronze awards to be presented each athlete to honor the sportsmen and sportswomen of the year are being duplicated and will become a part of Amos. Champions all, the artists and the sportsmen, meeting tonight at the Academy Award of Sport. Welcome back, everybody. The first award this evening is the Ronald Reagan Award for outstanding contributions in the sports media. And with me this evening on the dais to make that presentation is the congressman who represents the 1st District of Alabama, Sonny Callahan. Sonny?
Thank you. What a pleasure it is for us to be back in the 1st Congressional District and to bring to you tonight a very special message from a very special person. Sent today from aboard Air Force One, I am delighted to send warm greetings to all those attending the Academy Awards of Sports in Mobile, Alabama. I commend all of this year's honorees as stellar a lineup as ever graced a banquet hall. As a former sportscaster, I am touched by your naming your media awards after me and by your choice of so distinguished a reporter and commentator as the first recipients. Congratulations, Howard, and congratulations to all the other award winners. Nancy joins me in sending you best wishes for a wonderful ceremony and great success in the future. God bless you, Ronald Reagan. And it gives me a great deal of personal pleasure to introduce to you tonight the recipient of the Ronald Reagan Media Award. He is a pioneer of television sports journalism, a lawyer, a teacher, and author. His broadcasting career started in 1953 and continues today as the host of Speaking of Sports on the ABC Contemporary Radio Network. He is also the host of Speaking of Everything Sunday morning. His latest book is entitled, I Have Never Played the Game. He may not have played the game, but he has contributed so much to its coverage. Ladies and gentlemen, the recipient of the 1985 Ronald Reagan Award, Mr. Howard Cosell.
Congressman, I can't thank you enough for the introduction and for reading the President's telegram. It is a matter of enormous pride for me to be the first recipient of the Ronald Reagan Award, because I remember well when the great communicator peaked. He was then the governor of California, and he was in the halftime Monday Night Football booth at Candlestick Park when I, in truth, created the odd couple by putting him together with the late John Lennon. And the two got along on that occasion, at least, swimmingly. But this is an extraordinary moment for me. It really and truly is. And I can't thank the United States Sports Academy enough. I'm proud to be honored by them, too, the wonderful work they're doing, and all of you people in this marvelous turnout. And for me, in a special moment, because you're honoring tonight one of the great people I've ever known. I care about him so deeply, Eddie Robinson. It was a long time ago, 1968, when I went to Grambling, Louisiana, where the trains don't stop unless you flag them down. But the Pro Scouts found their way there, and this extraordinary man. And we have been very close friends ever since I did a documentary honoring him back then. I'm sorry Walter Payton isn't here tonight, but he'd be the first to tell you that the most important person in his life is here. He's all character. He's as fine a man as he is a ball player, and he's all there is of both. And he owes it all to his mother, who's here tonight, Mrs. Payton. So I honor you, dear, as I honor Walter. And what a great thrill to be with Bo Jackson, who's got his priorities in order. Cheryl Miller, with whom I've very quickly fallen very deeply in love. I love Nancy Lopez, and I wish she were here. And Donna, of course, has worked with me through all of the years. You should all be very proud tonight because you pay homage to very great people. As for Mr. Moss, he is special for all time in the great work he has done. I thank you all so very, very much.
Our next award this evening is for Distinguished Service in Sports, and in fact is called, appropriately enough, the Distinguished Service Award. Recipients of this award are nominated by the Academy's Board of Visitors, the faculty and administration, with the Board of Visitors making the final selection after reviewing the credentials of every nominee. Making the award presentation this evening is Milton Brown. You enjoyed his music just a few minutes ago. We'll make him welcome, author of the theme song Heart of a Champion, a member of the Amos and USSA Advisory Board. Milton Brown.
A two-time gold medal winner in the 1960 Olympic Games, now in training for the 1988 Olympics as a sportscaster for ABC Television Network, it is my pleasure to introduce Donna Deverona.
It's a pleasure for me to accept this award, and I'd like to say one thing. International sports has opened the door for me to the world. Any one of us that can continue to support the Olympic movement and that once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for athletes from all over the world to compete together and learn those things like taking risks and understanding each other through sport, I commend you for supporting all those efforts. I wish I could be there today, and I want to thank the United States Sports Academy and the National Museum of Art and Sport as well for this great honor. Thank you.
Donna Deverona, and here is the award that she will be receiving, and she is a much deserving recipient of that award. To present the next award tonight is a person all too familiar with the exploits of the recipient. Serving as Associate Athletic Director at the University of Arizona, she has seen Cheryl Miller in action against her Lady Wildcats, and having received her doctorate from the University of Southern California, gives her yet another link to the amateur sportswoman of our year. Please welcome one of the pioneers in women's collegiate athletics, Dr. Mary Roby.
It's my pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to present to you the winner of the Academy Awards of Sport, Amateur Sportswoman of the Year, Cheryl Miller.
Cheryl Miller considers herself Clint Eastwood on the basketball court and maintains the attitude that everyone is after her. Well, if they are, in fact, after this 6'3" master of basketball, it takes some doing. The first woman to dunk a basketball during a high school game, Miller has been credited with having a certified sporting style. Her playing career began in the backyard with her dad, brothers, and neighbors, then moved to the court at Riverside's California Poly High School, where she scored 105 points in one game and helped the team to an 84-game winning streak. She was named Parade All-America 4 years in high school. Her play on the collegiate court has led the woman of Troy to 2 NCAA titles in her 4 years at Southern California and earned her the Naismith Award 3 years in a row. The play of number 31 in women's basketball has been likened to the pioneering of Babe Ruth, Jackie Robinson, and Muhammad Ali. Although this past season was her final year of competition at the collegiate level, Miller was a member of the gold medal winning U.S. Olympic basketball team in 1984 and is a good bet to represent her country in the 1988 Olympics. In all that Cheryl Miller has given to the world of women's basketball, her contributions do not stop there. A communications major at Southern California, she has put that training to work as a spokesperson for the Civil Rights Act and Title IX on Capitol Hill. She has appeared on Face the Nation to discuss the same issue with Senator Edward Kennedy of Massachusetts and fellow honoree Donna Deverona. Her public representation includes appearances on behalf of the YWCA Shelter for Battered Women. Cheryl Miller is a hustler on the basketball court, playing the game at its highest level. Perhaps that athletic ability comes naturally, with Brother Darrell playing in the California Angels organization and Brother Reggie involved in the UCLA basketball program. Her success on the court, however, belongs to the father, Saul, who Miller says developed her hot dog wrist. She's a bright, articulate leader off the court who likes to have a good time, but always appreciates the plaudits and admiration from basketball fans. Cheryl Miller, Amateur Sportswoman of the Year.
My goodness, it's quite an ovation. First of all, thank you. Thank all of you. It's indeed a privilege and an honor for me to be here tonight amongst some of the finest people in the nation. First of all, like to thank the Sports Academy for this special award. I'd like to thank my parents who were unable to be here because of other commitments, but thank them for the support and the sacrifices that they made throughout their life. I'd like to thank God most of all for giving me the ability, the perseverance, and the strength and the courage to be the person I am today and will be in the future. But most of all, I'd like to thank the table over here for being my surrogate family. Thank you very much.
Academy Award of Sport continues this evening with the Amateur Sportsman of the Year. To make that presentation at this time, please welcome, very appropriately, the president of Auburn University, Dr. James Martin. Dr. Martin.
We want to say that Bo Jackson is not only a class athlete, he is a class individual. He brought honor to Auburn University as a winner of the Heisman Trophy, as an All-American, and now as Amateur Sportsman of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure for me to present to you Bo Jackson.
The big question still unanswered by Bo Jackson is, will it be baseball or will it be football as a professional career? Jackson is a multi-talented athlete regarded by many as a top draft choice in either sport. Whichever sport he chooses, Jackson is sure to excel. Career and school records established on the gridiron. Heavy marks in baseball as he rambled the outfield for the Auburn Tigers and dominated the plate with his bat. Jackson, a three-sport athlete for Auburn University, also taking part in track as a sprinter. The eighth child in a family of 10, it's only natural that Bo Jackson would like kids. In fact, that is his career goal, his area of study at Auburn, family and child development. With the spotlight shining so brightly on his athletic endeavors, his off-the-field activities lack the attention they deserve. He is devoted to young people and works with children in the Auburn area during his rare free time. Free time also spent hunting and fishing, getting away from it all. To meet Bo Jackson is to meet a study in the positive. His theory on football, for example, has worked well. Stated simply, it is. Football is a state of mind. It is not physical. His philosophy, never look back. Running the 40 in his best time of 4.22 seconds, there's not much chance that Bo Jackson will look back. And there's not much chance that anything will gain on him for a long time to come, to use part of the theory of the late Sancho Page. The Amateur Sportsman of the Year, Vincent Bo Jackson of Auburn University.
Good evening. First of all, I would like to say it's an honor to be here. I give thanks to the Lord. You know, it's a great feeling, and it makes me feel wonderful to have my name mentioned with these great people that are honored here tonight, such as Coach Robinson, Mr. Cosell, and the incomparable Cheryl Miller. I would like to give thanks to the Academy Awards for nominating me for this award. I don't think I wouldn't have got it without the help of my teammates and the people back in Auburn and Dr. Martin. He has helped me in more ways than one. He's the type of person that if the athletes don't go to class, they don't play. And with people like that in the program at Auburn, I think it's going to make everybody a bigger and better person. Thank you.
Our Professional Sportswoman of the Year is next. Here to make the presentation is the Commissioner of the Ladies Professional Golf Association, the LPGA, John Lopheimer. John?
She has done more to publicize women's golf than any player in the modern era. Now at home, expecting her second child almost any day, the Professional Sportswoman of the Year, Nancy Lopez.
At age 29, Nancy Lopez has already become a legend in the Ladies Professional Golf Association. In 9 seasons on the tour, she has won an incredible 34 tournaments. And in 1985, she set the record for money earnings in a season with over $416,000. During the 1985 season, Lopez was named the Rolex Player of the Year, and she won the VAR trophy for the lowest stroke average. She won 5 tournaments and scored an LPGA record 20 under par, shaving 3 off the old record held by Hollis Stacy. Lopez's success on the course has been particularly amazing because she and husband Ray Knight have been able to balance their marriage and their careers to perfection. Knight is a Major League Baseball player with the New York Mets. And her putting are the 2 main ingredients to her success in 1985, she says. Lopez took time off for the birth of daughter Ashley, age 2, and is doing the same during her second pregnancy. She says it's important to be a full-time mother and that after the baby is born, which should be any day now, she plans to gear up for golf and be back on the course in time for the Women's Open in July, halfway through the tour of 1986.
Representing Nancy tonight is one of her closest friends, the founder of AIM for the Handicapped, an organization serving the needs of over 1 million youngsters in this country and abroad. Ladies and gentlemen, from Dayton, Ohio, Dr. Joe Geiger.
If Nancy were here tonight, she'd want me to say to you, God bless you and thank you, and how nice it is to be part of this great, great organization. Thank you so much.
The United States Sports Academy has grown from an idea into the nation's School of Sport in less than a decade now. Fully accredited, the Academy is a special mission graduate sports institution Designed to serve the nation and the world as a sports resource through programs of instruction and research and service. The Academy is America's only freestanding sports institution. It has the largest full-time faculty of any institution in the world and delivers programs internationally to nearly 40 countries. Supporting the Academy's full-time faculty of 150 people is a national faculty of nearly 600 of the world's leaders in sports education. This most distinguished faculty delivers the Academy's sports programs through teaching centers found throughout America and abroad. A full-time graduate enrollment on the Mobile campus of over 400 pursues degrees in sports coaching, fitness, management, medicine, and research. This is the largest graduate student body in sport education found anywhere in this world. To meet the needs of continued growth of the student body, the Academy is in the process of developing a totally new campus, which includes the National Art Museum of Sport. Dr. Thomas P. Razandich, the founder and chief executive officer of the United States Sports Academy, elaborates on that growth.
The remarkable growth of the Academy's academic program is related to many factors, but first and foremost is a rather unique and creative sport education program, not physical education, but sport education program that was designed to meet the needs of the last decade in management, coaching, fitness, research, and medicine. A program designed to address the issues of the time, where 95% of the schools don't have athletic trainers, 75% of the schools don't have trained coaches, the great growth of women's sport that really provided the platform for the great athletes like Cheryl Miller, and finally the incredible growth of fitness today, which is a $64 billion industry. We had the program. To that we added, secondly, an outstanding full-time faculty that works here in Mobile, supported by high-tech equipment to address modern sports science, a faculty similar to those that are found at other centers in the United States and in the 39 countries that we work in throughout the world, the largest being Saudi Arabia, where we have a dean with a full program in every major city in that nation. Thirdly, we added to this dimension the mentor program, a very unique system where a graduate, one of the 400 coming in this summer, can do their core program here at the Academy and then study somewhere in the nation under a great one, under one of our mentors that make up the 600 members of our national faculty. John Robinson in football with the Rams, or right here in Alabama with Don Gambrell in swimming. Ultimately, and the bottom line is very simple, we've attracted a very good students who know that if they come here and do their job, will in fact be placed in the profession. The bottom line of any academic program is, where do they go after they graduate? Our placement record has been phenomenal. That's really the bottom line of the whole program.
Thanks, Dr. Tom. Now back to the awards. Yes, indeed. A hand for Dr. Tom Razandich. To introduce now our Amos Alonzo Stagg Football Award recipient tonight and present that award, we have with us the former athletic director of Louisiana State University and the chairman of the United States Sports Academy's Board of Trustees. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Carl Maddox.
Ladies and gentlemen, the recipient of tonight's Amos Alonzo Stagg Award, Coach Eddie Robinson of Grambling.
The winningest coach in college football history, Eddie Gay Robinson of Grambling, reached that plateau this past season when he surpassed his old friend Paul Bear Bryant's 323 victory mark and went on to win his 329th game before the season ended. Many think that mark may never fall again, and many think the victory total ranks only second to another of Robinson's achievements, his tenure at the Louisiana school. He has served as football coach at Grambling for 43 years and considers the greatest reward of those many seasons the success of people he has coached. He is also very proud of the fact Grambling Stadium has been named Robinson Stadium. On the football field, Robinson has been known to scream and holler and keep his players in line. But he's also known to make each player feel good about himself. He doesn't destroy pride. He focuses on strengths. Robinson honors every request for an autograph and says his greatest fear is becoming a fake. He says, I don't want God to ever let me be blind to the fact that I owe a lot to so many people.
Ladies and gentlemen, the legendary Eddie Robinson.
Thank you very much, Carl. I guess I don't have to tell you that since the 60s, it's been a mutual admiration society going for Eddie Robinson and Howard Cosell. I was real delighted to learn early that Howard was going to be here, and surely they couldn't have kept me from coming. Many times I've said that Eddie Robinson is the luckiest man in the world, and that God has blessed me because in these years at Grambling, I've had the opportunity to coach some of the finest football players in America and work for a fine institution and live in a fine state. To say that I'm happy to be here tonight would be an understatement. I wish to express for the team, the coaches, and the university our thanks and appreciation to the United States Sports Academy and the selection committee for this great gesture, that of selecting us to be the recipient of your 1985 prestigious Alonzo Stagg Award. It touches me deeply to be so honored. I shall include this beautiful award among my most valuable possessions as a common heritage handed to me by a great group of people. I accept it with gratitude and a deep sense of humility, but I stand here in full realization that the credit goes to the people who are actually in the arena, the players and the assistant coaches. I offer my best wishes and congratulations to the other honorees, and to you. Thank you very much, and may God continue to bless you.
With us tonight to present the Professional Sportsman of the Year Award is the honoree's high school coach and longtime friend from Columbia, Mississippi, Charles Boston. Charles?
It is my pleasure to present the Professional Sportsman of the Year Award to Walter Jerry Payton.
Walter Payton has been a force to be reckoned with in the National Football League ever since he was drafted 4th in the first round by the Chicago Bears over a decade ago. In 1984, during the 126th game of his career, Payton became the top runner in the history of professional football. His office at home holds mementos of all the honors, records, and achievements he has gathered during his 11 seasons with the Bears. There are game balls, MVP trophies, plaques, all vivid reminders of what one man can mean to his team. This past season, Payton achieved what has been an elusive dream, a trip to the Super Bowl. Teammates attributed their success to the leadership of Walter Payton. His career totals at the end of the 1985 season included 3,371 rushing attempts, 14,860 rushing yards, 22,153 combined yards, and 73 100-yard games. Off the field, world, Payton likes to spend as much time as possible with wife Connie and children Jared and Brittany. He also likes to hunt. But the life of a football superstar doesn't allow for much of that free time. Payton will be appearing in a movie soon as an FBI agent, along with Coach Mike Ditka. He's also active in a number of civic organizations in the Chicago area. Walter Payton says, achieving excites me, receiving pleases me, but giving is what life is all about.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let me first start off by apologizing for not being able to be there in person. But as you know, after the Super Bowl, things here in Chicago have gotten quite busy. So I had to send in my relief pitcher, my mother, and I think she'll do a better job than I would. I'm sure you would like her, and she would be very entertaining. So, Mom, I built you up to be very good, so you can't let me down. I also would like to thank the United States Sports Academy for selecting me for this award. And I also would like to congratulate the other winners because of a job well done. Hopefully I'll get a chance to meet you people in person and be able to thank everyone that's connected to the organization in person. But if not, we use this means to communicate. Thank you, and God bless everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure at this time to introduce the lady Walter calls his best pinch hitter, his mother, Ms. Aralee Payton.
I'm sure Walter feel as I do by you are recognizing him with this such honor that you not only see him as a great athlete, but as a man that loves his family, God, and all mankind. Thank you.
The primary goal of tonight's program is to honor those selected for outstanding contributions in their chosen fields and to spotlight the involvement of art in the world of sports. The National Art Museum of Sport is the prime beneficiary of the Academy Awards of Sport, receiving funds from contributions and likenesses of the statues and the medallions presented the honorees tonight. Founded in 1959, the National Art Museum of Sport held its first major exhibition in 1962. For 10 years, the collection of sport art was on display in Madison Square Garden in New York. During those years, the collection grew through donations and commissions of special works to become one of the most extensive assemblages of sport art in the world. Since its inception, Amos has presented nearly 100 exhibitions in the United States and abroad. Its support depends entirely on memberships and donations and fundraising functions such as the Academy Awards of Sport. Just last year, Amos affiliated with the United States Sports Academy, and part of the collection is now on display at the Telegraph House in downtown Mobile. The rest of the collection will be exhibited in the Mobile area following the acquisition of a larger gallery. The concept of the Academy Awards of Sport, a benefit for the National Art Museum of Sport, is unique in itself. But consider the actual bronze statues and medallions. Last year, Dr. Thomas P. Rosandich commissioned Raymond Parmenter to create bronze likenesses of Greg Louganis and Tracy Calkins, the 1984 winners. This year, with an additional 2 awards, Parmenter was again commissioned to create the 1/3 life-size statues of each athlete. If possible, Parmenter meets with each subject for a photo session before beginning the wax base. If not, He works from measurements and videotapes of the athlete. Once the wax is ready to be bronzed, it goes to the foundry, which is located in Joseph, Oregon. The end result is an award each athlete will cherish for a lifetime. Halfway around the world in England, sculptor John Robinson created the medallions, which were awarded tonight for the first time. Each year, they will be given to the winners of the Ronald Reagan Media Award and the Amos Alonzo Stagg Football Award. Robinson is known throughout the world for his magnificent sculptures, which dominate the landscape and command careful study. Robinson expresses himself in a simplified form, which reveals his observation that all things are governed by geometry.
Let us recognize one of the founders of the National Art Museum of Sport, and the current chairman of its Board of Trustees, seated right over here, Jermaine Glidden. Mr. Glidden, please stand up. And now to present the Sports Artist of the Year Award, United States Sports Academy, a founder and chief executive officer, Dr. Thomas P. Razandich. Dr. Tom.
Thanks, James. I've lost my voice. It's been an emotional night for us. But I'm pleased to have the opportunity to bring together the theme of the Academy Awards of Sport 1985, the artist and the sportsman. They are two major parts of our society. They're parts of our culture. They have been throughout the history of mankind. They have endured the civilizations as art has come forward with sport as we honor the heroes. The heroes are here: Cheryl, Bo, Nancy, and of course, Walter. The artists have captured them. They're there for mankind. I do want to take a moment before I bring the man up that is the key to the program to introduce two very, very important people. Ramon Parmenter. Ramon, he is the man who did the sculptures on all of these beautiful things here. And my good friend, the Australian artist, John Robinson, who did the Reagan and Alonzo Stagg awards. John Robinson. And now for the artist, Don Moss.
An avid recreational sportsman, Donald Moss has managed to combine his avocation and his vocation into a lifelong work of art. As an illustrator, he has been responsible for designs for companies such as AT&T, AMF Head Ski and Tennis, Arnold Palmer Enterprises, Travelers Insurance, the PGA, and Mercedes-Benz of North America. His sport paintings have appeared in 200 Years of Sport in America, the Best of Sports Illustrated, the Best 18 Holes of Golf in America, and Champions of American Sport, which includes his noted portraits of Ted Williams and Jack Nicklaus. Donald Moss is well known for his use of a wide variety of styles. He considers himself primarily a realist, but has used other styles successfully during his distinguished career.
What do you say? You really all know this man. The logo on ABC television is his. He has had over 200 pieces, 600 pieces of art, in Sports Illustrated, more than a dozen covers, more than a dozen major stamps for the U.S. Postal System. His pieces of art hang in most of the major museums in the world, in the area of sport, basketball, baseball, golf, tennis. But you know, Mama Payton, this one is going to hang here in Mobile for all Mobilians. It's his last piece, and I think it's the most important.
I'll tell you, this is true Southern hospitality for a Connecticut Yankee. And I'll also say that I'm much more at home in front of an easel than in this podium. But and I'm very honored and proud to accept the award from Dr. Ozandich and the Academy and the National Art Museum of Sport. I want to give a special thanks to Jim Benson, our president of Amos, who can't be here tonight. He's been quite ill, and he's much better now, but he couldn't come down. And I would like to give a very loving thanks to my wife, Sally, of 37 years, who has supported me for a long time, I mean, emotionally. And I thank you all. I thank the Academy, and I'm totally thrilled. Thank you.
Well, they do this in Hollywood every year. You know, they run 15, 20 minutes, maybe a half hour, 45 minutes late. Nobody seems to mind, and they don't mind here in Mobile either. Director back in the truck said, just go as long as you want, right? Sure. You had a good time tonight? This has been a terrific honor for me, believe me. The honor still accorded the athletes and the artists this evening perhaps does not come close to their accomplishments in their chosen fields, but it's an effort to point out the positive influence that can be generated in competitive sports and in the world of the arts. It is a natural combination, with the athletes providing the subject matter that give the artists unlimited opportunities to express their views with their talents. It's an opportunity for the athlete to preserve his accomplishments for all mankind through the eyes of the artist, and I see no better example of it than this right in front of me. And after all, is not sport an art form? My congratulations to one of my all-time heroes, a fellow who's had a great influence on my life, Howard Cosell. Howard. To Donna Deverona, who has made her mark on the Olympic field of competition and adds to it with her broadcast career. To the legend, Coach Eddie Robinson, who has touched the lives of so many great athletes, given them a foundation for greatness. To Cheryl Miller, a pioneer in women's athletics in the modern world of competition. Congratulations to Bo Jackson, truly one of the most remarkable athletes of our time. To Nancy Lopez, who has demonstrated her ability to display priorities between family and maintaining a championship career in golf. Congratulations, of course, to Walter Payton, who has established his presence as one of the classiest human beings in all of professional sport. And to Donald Moss, one of the artists of our time, who will preserve the greatness of athletic accomplishment for all time. On behalf of Amos and the United States Sports Academy, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining us. Good night.
gone on to be one of the greatest football players of all time. It is my pleasure to present the Professional Sportsman of the Year Award to Walter Jerry Payton.
Walter Payton has been a force to be reckoned with in the National Football League ever since he was drafted 4th in the first round by the Chicago Bears over a decade ago. In 1984, during the 126th game of his career, Payton became the top runner in the history of professional football. His office at home holds mementos of all the honors, records, and achievements he has gathered during his 11 seasons with the Bears. There are game balls, MVP trophies, plaques, all vivid reminders of what one man can mean to his team. This past season, Payton achieved what has been an elusive dream, a trip to the Super Bowl. Teammates attributed their success to the leadership of Walter Payton. His career totals at the end of the 1985 season included 3,371 rushing attempts, 14,860 rushing yards, 22,153 combined yards, and 73 100-yard games. Off the field, Payton likes to spend as much time as possible with wife Connie and children Jared and Brittany. He also likes to hunt. But the life of a football superstar doesn't allow for much of that free time. Payton will be appearing in a movie soon as an FBI agent, along with Coach Mike Ditka. He's also active in a number of civic organizations in the Chicago area. Walter Payton says, achieving excites me, receiving pleases me, but giving is what life is all about.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let me first start off by apologizing for not being able to be there in person. But as you know, after the Super Bowl, things here in Chicago have gotten quite busy. So I had to send in my relief pitcher, my mother. And I think she'll do a better job than I would. I'm sure you would like her, and she would be very entertaining. So, Mom, I built you up to be very good, so you can't let me down. I also would like to thank the United States Sports Academy for selecting me for this award. And I also would like to congratulate the other winners because of a job well done. Hopefully I'll get a chance to meet you people in person and be able to thank everyone that's connected to the organization in person. But if not, we use this means to communicate. Thank you, and God bless everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure at this time to introduce the lady Walter calls his best pinch hitter, his mother, Ms. Aralee Payton.
First, I'd like to say thanks to the United States Sports Academy for inviting me here tonight. It's indeed a pleasure for me to be here. I'm sorry, although I'm sorry that Walter couldn't be here, but I've truly enjoyed being here. It's a pleasure for me to be here, to give me the opportunity not only to be here, be present in this year's recognition of athletes of excellence, but the honor of receiving this award in the absence of my son, Walter. I'm sure Walter feels as I do by you are recognizing him with this such honor, that you not only see him as a great athlete, but as a man that loves his family, God, and all mankind. Thank you.
primary goal of tonight's program is to honor those selected for outstanding contributions in their chosen fields and to spotlight the involvement of art in the world of sports. The National Art Museum of Sport is the prime beneficiary of the Academy Awards of Sport, receiving funds from contributions and likenesses of the statues and the medallions presented the honorees tonight. Founded in 1959, the National Art Museum of Sport held its first major exhibition in 1962. For 10 years, the collection of sport art was on display in Madison Square Garden in New York. During those years, the collection grew through donations and commissions of special works to become one of the most extensive assemblages of sport art in the world. Since its inception, Amos has presented nearly 100 exhibitions in the United States and abroad. Its support depends entirely on memberships and donations and fundraising functions such as the Academy Awards of Sport. Just last year, Amos affiliated with the United States Sports Academy, and part of the collection is now on display at the Telegraph House in downtown Mobile. The rest of the collection will be exhibited in the Mobile area following the acquisition of a larger gallery. Coming up, Sport Artist of the Year, Donald Moss.
Barbecues and cowboy shoes, guitars and high gear. Now you're talking country, now you're talking beer. Now you're talking good times and Stroh's are spoken here.
Stroh's, fire brewed for smooth, consistent taste.
Now you're talking Stroh's, now you're talking beer. Now you're talking good times and Stroh's are spoken here.
Of your good taste.
You know, Japan and some other countries think it's okay to sell their products here, but they won't let us sell our products there. Well, the Alabama State Senate wanted to do something about this, but it took Bill Baxley's strong support and vote to make sure that the state of Alabama will buy American from now on. You see, that's just one more way Bill Baxley supports America, and why we should support Bill Baxley.
Harvey Korman and Valerie Perrine, newly rich and busted out in Beverly Hills.
Madonna comes along, boom! Bras are all over the place. Bras are bigger than ever.
Oh, very interesting. Leo and Liz break all the rules.
Attention all guests, there is no tonic. There is a tonic shortage in the world.
Oh. They can turn a tonic bomb into a swinging soiree.
Oh, what a lovely piano.
Oh. Coming soon.
Thank you.
Leo and Liz in Beverly Hills.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get to our Sport Artist of the Year Award, let us recognize one of the founders of the National Art Museum of Sport, and the current chairman of its Board of Trustees, seated right over here, Jermaine Glidden. Mr. Glidden, please stand up. And now to present the Sports Artist of the Year Award, United States Sports Academy, a founder and chief executive officer, Dr. Thomas P. Razandich. Dr. Tom?
Thanks, James. I've lost my voice. It's been an emotional night for us. But I'm pleased to have the opportunity to bring together the theme of the Academy Awards of Sport 1985, the artists and the sportsmen. They are two major parts of our society. They're parts of our culture. They have been throughout the history of mankind. They have endured the civilizations as art has come forward with sport as we honor the heroes. The heroes are here: Cheryl, Bo, Nancy, and of course Walter. The artists have captured them. They're there for mankind. I do want to take a moment before I bring the man up that is the key to the program to introduce two very, very important people. Ramon Parmenter. Ramon, he is the man who did the sculptures on all of these beautiful things here. And my good friend, the Australian artist, John Robinson, who did the Reagan and Alonzo Stagg awards. John Robinson. And now for the artist, Don Moss. Don, would you come up, please? Don.